And Shalom, Yahweh Shemel Shabbat to all my brothers. Shalom, Yahweh Shemar. Don by Shemel, shout out to all my sisters, all right? It's I.S.U.P.K, Minneapolis, with the Brotherhood class. A lot of people for the technical difficulties. We're late here. Today, we're going to pretty much touch on something simple, a simple concept that a lot of people sees as complex. And what that topic is going to be today is just simply talking about, once again, just going diving deeper into the point of what Black and Hispanic people must do, what their job is every single day. See what I'm saying? Something that we got to work on, which is perfecting ourselves in order to change our situation. You know what I mean? And so simply, we're going to get into back where things really took a turn for, I'm going to show you an example of what happened to Black and Hispanic people when we did not do what the Lord told us to do. And there's so many examples in the Bible that can show you when we did wrong, the Most High punished us. Right now, today, we are very much in a punishment, as you see. You know, we're being killed in the streets, not just Black on Black crime, but we have our oppressor, our enemy, that is attacking us and targeting us for everything. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much something that we're going to get into today, okay? And I want everybody to follow along. And you probably want to write these precepts down too, because they're very important. Now, of course, another thing is too, we have to remove ourselves from this world, from this lifestyle that we live in America, with the American dream and with all this just nonsense, man. We got work to do, okay? Let me see here. So first things first, I want to get into is Deuteronomy 27:1. Now, although you may have heard this before, understand that you're always going to go back to this. You're always going to look at these scriptures that you see in everyday class. You're always going to have to go back to it because it's very important to know what was done and what we need to do, like to see the history of our condition. That's why, as you see the Hispanics right now, they are going through hell. They are going through nothing but hell, being deported. Their lives are being ruined by the oppressor. Okay? So let's go ahead and get Deuteronomy 27:1. All right? And it says, and Moses, with the elders of Israel, commanded the people, saying, keep all the commandments which I command you this day. Now, of course, Moses was a man of the Lord. He went out to send out a message to his own people. This is when we was going, you know, this is pretty much Moses giving us the counsel, giving us orders on what we need to do. And he's telling us what's about to happen, these things that's going to come to pass. He's going to give you, if you do this, this will happen. If you don't do this, this can happen. This will happen. You know what I mean? Coming to pass is simply a prophecy. See what I'm saying? Things have came to pass in this Bible. We are seeing more things every day in this earth come to pass. But we could have stopped what I'm going to read about this. This is how important the obedience is from the Most High. Okay? So let me go ahead and get that one more time. And Moses with the elders of Israel commanded the people, saying, keep all the commandments, which I command you this day. And these are the words of the Most High that Moses had to carry out to his people. And keeping all those commandments, you're not supposed to keep some, you got to keep all. And if you offend one, you have offended all of them. Meaning if you broke one, you broke every single one. Like we don't consider, Black and Hispanic people in the world do not consider the Most High when they are in some type of trouble. No one ever looks at themselves and say, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I got to fix myself in order to fix these, you know, the situation that's going on. It's not a coincidence that you are the #1 target in everything. You know what I mean? These new plans, these new murders that's going to come out, man. The more bloodshed that you are about to see, it's going to be filled with Black and Hispanic people's blood. All the crimes that's about to happen. Like, things are going to get worse in America, in the earth, period. You see that we're not being desired out there in Russia, France, all these other places, especially in America. That's why we go through all the hell. The Hispanics, all of a sudden, now they're starting to get attacked. Black and Hispanic people are being judged in the earth. Now it's the Hispanics who are next in line. And as you see, when you go through the scriptures, it matches up with today. You see that we have become a people that are lawless, right? And we don't consider each other. Like if we had a tighter bond and we knew this Bible, like we know everything else in this vain world, we would be better off as a people. No one will be able to shoot and kill you down in the street. You won't be able, you won't be the one that's oppressed. You'll be on top because you're serving the Most High. The Most High will protect his children. But you don't even know that you are a so-called Jew. So like you so-called black man, you are a Jew, a child of the Most High. Meanwhile, you think that you African American, you Nigerian, you got roots back to Africa. You know what I mean? All this stuff that's being displayed in the earth is false. See what I'm saying? That can really damage a nation when you try to take on the identity of somebody else. You know what I mean? So let's keep going on that. Let's see, hold on. Actually, let me okay. Deuteronomy 28:1. All right. And it says, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Now that's the first thing. Now Moses is giving you the rundown on what you need to do. And if you don't do these things, he's going to explain what's going to happen. But the first thing is that you have to hearken. Hearken is just another word of saying listening. You got to open up your ears. You have ears for a reason, but you need to listen to what is being said because it's very important. Because maybe your life could be on the line if you don't listen. Okay? Now it says, thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Meaning hearken diligently, meaning you better listen closely. You better really pay attention to what's being said. Okay? To observe and to do all his commandments. I mean, it's one thing to know about what a law is. Now, a lot of people in America, they use the concept of, I want to go to school so I can study law. You want to study law to understand the system and all that. This Bible is a system. This Bible is records. This all pertains to Israelites. And we have to observe the law. You hear about the law, but do you really know what the law is and how you apply it to your life? You know what I mean? Because a lot of people think that they know God. They think they know God and they don't. That's why in the Christian church, people are being molested right now. People are being shot dead and they are losing their mind. A lot of people don't know who the Most High is. They only do according to the liking of whatever their flesh tells them or desires. People pick gods based on what they like. And you got to do the opposite. You got to really do, what does the Lord want? What is his will? Is this righteous? Is this not righteous? You can't go based off of what you feel and what you like. That's not God. See what I'm saying? You can't make up God. See what I'm saying? All right. So to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. Now, this thing that which was commanded in that day, it's the same thing that's happening today. You have to keep these laws. You see what I'm saying? This is very, very important. Because if you don't, like, there's so many laws about a lot of things pertaining to Israel. In the scriptures, you have Christ breaking down what brotherhood scriptures is all about, or what the brotherhood is all about. How you supposed to, not fight each other. You're supposed to love thy neighbor. Your neighbor is the one that's always next to you. Every time I see a black and Hispanic, all I see is other black and Hispanics. Although that they may not know that they are a family, see what I'm saying? They are brothers, they are sisters. They need to understand how important that is. Because Black and Hispanic people fight each other, it gives the oppressor the upper hand on how he can destroy us more. Because we're not focused on each other. We're focused on the oppressor. And that's how we have ended up in captivity. Because anytime we fall into distractions, we forget about the law. That's why there's more scriptures that talks about don't forget the law. You have to tell Black and Hispanic people today that you should not be killing each other, that you should forgive one another. And the reason why you have to do that is because they are going to forget. That's why the Lord put it in place. That's why these scriptures are relevant always and forever. You know what I mean? So let's keep going on that. Let me see. Let me keep going. So it says that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. If you kept this law, man, if you consider how powerful you can be when you decide to serve the Most High, look, you will be put above all nations, meaning you will be number one. You won't be at the bottom. You won't be last. You will be first. That's how important that is. And the fact that we have a God that can put us in a great situation, this just tells you how powerful that is, the relationship. See what I'm saying? Because we are the children and he is the Father. Your Father will reward you according to your works, according to the action. If you fight stealing and killing against your own people, the Most High is not going to reward that in a good way. You will get punished. And like any good father that loves you, he will punish you. And that's pretty much what we are going to get into right now. Okay? Verse 2. And these blessings shall come upon thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Now, as you see, if we do these things, if we observe the law, if we, keep the law, and we consider everything that's being said, you will be the ones that will be blessed. We don't look like a blessed nation, but that's the whole purpose of the I.S.U.P.K. Like us brothers and sisters is fighting to get those blessings. That's why we're getting our lives in order, and it's not hard. Paul said that the law is not grievous, and it's not. It's not. The law is not popular. You see what I'm saying? The fact that you can't forgive another brother is not the first choice. When someone is mad and upset and they, ready to hurt somebody, they don't consider like, look, I have to protect you. I have to make sure that you are not scratched up or roughed up. I got to make sure that we don't fight. Because what does it profit us? See what I'm saying? If you want brotherhood, you got to put the guns down, man. You can't have brotherhood or sisterhood at all if you do not love each other as a nation. And a lot of people don't know what that concept is. It is an action. It is something that you have to work. You got to work on. See what I'm saying? That's the whole purpose of counsel, man. Pulling the trigger ain't gonna solve your problem. It's just gonna make, you just lost a brother. You just killed somebody else's child. You see what I'm saying? And we have to understand how important that is. Understand that when we don't do what we are supposed to do, it harms and affects us in every way. For example, that brother that shot those cops, they didn't die, but even if they would have died, it would never profit us anything. Because of that, we are getting hell. There was a Mexican brother in Minnesota some years ago. He killed a sheriff in the suburbs, and they were giving Mexicans hell in Minnesota. That's how you know, man, like these scriptures is spiritual. Based on what you do, it can harm your other brothers and sisters. That's why you got to put down the weed, all the drugs. You got to fix and clean yourself. Otherwise, we will continue in this condition. An oppressor will always have his foot on our neck, and he will always have the upper hand. All right? So let me keep going. Verse 3. Blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field. Right now, we don't have farmland, man. We are not blessed. Like, we can't even till the ground right now. We don't have businesses that are thriving right now. See what I'm saying? Because we're not blessed. Anything that we build sometimes, it gets destroyed. You know what I'm saying? The white man will give you hell on trying to have a building, you know what I mean, your own community. Who's in the community is the heathens. I don't see black people a lot. Black-owned businesses, Hispanic businesses. A lot of those buildings too, you may think that just because there's a lot of brothers in there at a barbershop, a lot of Mexicans inside of a taco joint, they are paying the white man money for that. You see what I'm saying? It's not actually them. The workers are all black, but the one who owns the building is an Edomite. It is the oppressor. They are the ones that own that shop. They own that store a lot of times. You got very small number of us that have our own businesses. See what I'm saying? And ours, really, it was really a tough time back in when Martin Luther King was around. You know, that disgusting bastard who decided to open up his mouth and destroy more and more of Black and Hispanic people. And he knew what he was doing. He knew exactly what he was doing. But the damage was already done. The best thing that he could have did was not open his mouth and speak of such evil. Equality has hurt Black and Hispanics. See what I'm saying? Black and Hispanic people, anytime they get closer to the oppressor, we only die more. The love that we show this man is only hurting Black and Hispanics. Always, man. Okay? Let me keep going on that. Deuteronomy 28 and 15 is where I want to go next. Let me see. So I just gave you a little preview, like, if we do what the Lord tells us to do, simply, if we do our job correctly, and we consider what is important for our nation, the Most High will bless us. The Most High will certainly bless us. There won't be no more, Black and Hispanic people dying. You won't see us making news. Our children won't be dead. Our grandparents and parents won't be, mourning all over in the streets, man. They won't try to take their own life because someone's life that they love so much was taken from them. In Minnesota recently, a lot of deaths has been happening. People found dead in apartments. People found dead in, where else was it? In stores. See what I'm saying? In alleys. Black man, another 16-year-old lost his life, to a gunshot wound. All these things are happening because we did not listen to the Lord. Okay? So let's go. Deuteronomy 28 and 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day. Let me back it up a little bit. But it shall come to pass, meaning this thing would happen if we don't listen to the Lord. If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I commanded thee this day, this is what's going to happen. That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. When it says all these curses shall come upon thee, meaning we are going to be cursed. We are going to, lose our lives in the street. We are going to fight. We are going to, have heathens in our own community running and steal money from us. We are going to be lied and deceived by people who say that they are men of the Lord, that they are a man of God in the church. See what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Let me keep going. Oh yeah, when it says overtake thee Overtake you meaning it's going to conquer you pretty much, to the point where now you see Black and Hispanic people, they on drugs and they suffering and dying off of the drugs. It's overtaking them. You see what I'm saying? That's a good example to give you. All right, let me keep going. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. Cursed shall thy be thy basket and thy store, which I mentioned again. In our own city, we are cursed. We are not desired. How is it that we have our own community, but we ain't protecting it? We ain't policing it. We the ones that's being robbed at the corner store. Because the Arabs, they grabbing all that money and they taking it back to their own country. But meanwhile, all your money is just being gone and wasted in your own city. And in our own cities, we are being, we are being killed. We are being shot. We are in prison. 2 million Black men in prison. Okay? Keep going. Cursed shall thou be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kind and the flocks of thy sheep, meaning the people. See what I'm saying? So that's just an example right there. Let me keep going to verse 48. Now, verse 48 is really something that you must understand. This is how you know that this is the oppressor. The oppressor is the problem, man. The fact that we love America so much, it harms us all the time. The Christianity got to stop. The Islam has got to stop. See what I'm saying? These religions are only harming you. And it's so funny because the Bible, everything that they say that's in the Bible is not in the Bible. These Christians take everything out of context. Everything. And they teach you how to be unbrotherly. They teach the woman that she don't need a man in the house whatsoever. That she's the one that has the pants. And she can do whatever she pleases without having any order. And that causes the household to be in dysfunction. You got the kids who are now criminals because the kids are taught that they can be, they can still kill and God will still watch and protect you. If that's the case, then why are they being locked up? Because that's a judgment. Why are they being killed and losing their life? The overdose. See what I'm saying? Let me keep going on that. Where's it at? Oh, it's like in verse 48. So Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee. You know the scripture is on point. As you see right now, our enemies are sent against us. Understand that we are the slaves in America. Slavery has never ended. And this is what the Bible is speaking about. And this is all about Black and Hispanic people. This is how you know that it's time to get yourself together. It's time to make things right with the Lord. All right? Now, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee. We work a 9-to-5 today. That's slavery. We serve in its captivity. The reason why America is strong because of the slaves of this place. I'm talking about the Native Americans. The Native Americans, man, they get disrespect from the oppressor. Hispanics are getting disrespect. The Blacks are getting disrespect right now. We built up this empire. Every empire that was ever slaves in. The white man didn't build nothing. You know what I mean? The oppressor, Salaki. He didn't build a goddamn thing. He sat back and watched and whipped us and burnt us alive, castrated us. See what I'm saying? That's what the oppressor did. And because of that, we still love him. We still show him the utmost respect. That's why we are suffering and dying, and we have to change this, man. All right? Let me keep going on this. Let's see. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness. Now in the hunger and the thirst, we are homeless all over this empire. The white man is so rich, it's like the oppressor is so rich in this kingdom that there should be no poverty in America. No poverty whatsoever. Everybody should be living well. Everybody should have a place. But when you have a beast, a tyrant that is over you, you're only going to live in a hellish condition. That's why in the Black community, there's so much drugs because the police put it there. There's so much alcoholism because there's so many corner stores over there. How is it that you don't see a lot of liquor stores, tobacco stores? You don't see all these things in the suburbs where Johnny lives at, where Becky lives at. But you see it in our cities because we are being attacked. They are sent against us because of our faults. The things that we can change, but we refuse to. Okay? Keep going. And in one of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. Meaning the white man is going to use devices against us until we are destroyed. You know what I mean? And as far as the one in need of all things, that is Black and Hispanic people. They say that, the oppressor always says that we need a handout. The reason why we need a handout is because everything has been taken away from us. You say that it's disgusting, like Donald Trump called Puerto Rico a shithole country, right? And the fact that they needed toilet paper, they needed resources. Right now, the people that are, so-called immigrants, who you call immigrants, are really the Hispanics. See what I'm saying? Those tribes. They are living in conditions where there's no food, there's no water, there's no showers, there's nothing. They don't have toilet paper, soap, hygiene to keep themselves clean. Meanwhile, they just got them stuffed up in a cage. You can't tell me, man, we ain't in hell. You can't tell me this is not a curse, Black man. You can't tell me this Bible is not talking about you, Hispanic and Native American. Okay? Now, we are in one in need of all things because everything has been taken away from us. We were a nation that was thriving, glorious. We come from a royal background, and that is Yahawashi. Yahawashi was a royal man. Like the same, like we come from the same lineage as Yahawashi, King Solomon, you name it, Ezekiel, Jeremiah, who else am I thinking about? Man, all the disciples, man. We have royalty, but we are not living a royal lifestyle right now because we are in the captivity. You're working a 9 to 5 every single day, and you're getting paid pennies. Right now, you walk down the street, and you just might end up getting locked up or falsely accused for what? A crime that a white boy did. Back then, when crimes was committed, a lot of times they would really falsely accuse Black people and say that it was them that did it. And then years later, they'll come out with stories and tell you that it was this person that killed that little girl. It was that person that robbed that store. It was this person that destroyed this property. Like Black and Hispanic people are looked at as animals, when we are the ones that have been destroyed. We are the ones that have been, mistreated in this earth. That's why it's good to separate. You have to separate for your nation. You have to separate for your own well-being. You want to separate from this earth. So like from America, this whole empire that is garbage, very much like Africa. Everybody want to be African. You see what I'm saying? Wakanda forever it's garbage, man. Being in this earth has not benefited any Israelite whatsoever. It's only made things worse. Our condition is only getting worse. When Black and Hispanic people, all you need to do is serve the Most High. You better love every Black and Hispanic that you come across, because that is your people. And your people is what's going to get you out of this jam. All right, let me keep going. Verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from afar, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. As you know, America's symbol is the eagle. It was the same symbol from Rome, any big empire. And from the north, see what I'm saying? It's speaking about America, speaking about, you know, the oppressor. All right? Now, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. As you may know, when the oppressor came and got us for, you know, captivity, see what I'm saying? Of course, we had our own language, and our language was Lashawan Dash. That's why we used to be killed. We used to be whipped. We used to be forced to speak this disgusting language. See what I'm saying? English. Spanish, that does not pertain to Hispanics. That's not their language. You know what I mean? Roman garbage. Anything that was not Lashwan Fadash, man, was not our language. Lashwan Fadash is the holy tongue. We had to learn how to speak this garbage, and we did not understand, and we were persecuted because of it. We got punished for the things that you would think are so small, the way that we rocked our hair, the way that we carried ourselves, because we have a lot of culture. And everybody should know, once again, you will see the culture, the things that you see today that Black people are so great in. I'm not talking about the homosexuality. I'm not talking about anything like that. No purses, no skinny jeans, none of that. I'm talking about the way that we wear our hair. The oppressor and his children love to copy our lifestyle. Like, we rock jewelry all the time. We was the ones, like the garments that we have today is what we had back then. That was our fashion. That's why we say beards. Oh, even our beards, man. They cut off our beards and they cut off the Native Americans' tail, which is their hair, long, pretty hair they had. See what I'm saying? Let me keep going. Verse 50. A nation of fierce continents, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. As you may know, this scripture is talking about the abuse that happens to us, the treatment of the Israelites. Today, you see that no matter how old you are, as you see, they killed Tamir Rice, who was only 12 years old, a baby, a child. Right now, the oppressor has made it to where a successful business is abortion. Abortion is a big business, just like very much Christianity. You know what I mean? Which is really you just being robbed of everything, even your spirit. So how is it that Black women are number one in committing suicide, committing genocide on their own children? Because back then it was never like that. When we were in Egypt, Pharaoh said, "Let us deal with them accordingly. Let us be wise." Paraphrasing. You know what I mean? Because they waxed strong in number. We were the ones in Egypt building that empire, while everybody else was just thriving off of you. You see what I'm saying? And this is a nation of fierce continents, which shall not regard the person of old, or nor show favor to the young. Meaning no one is going to respect whether you are old or young. What's going to happen is you are going to be killed at 12 years old in America. You are going to be killed at 64 years old. I remember the story in New York, how they killed a woman who had a mental illness, who was like 65, 64 years old. And she was not a threat whatsoever. Not a threat at all. And they killed that woman and they didn't give a damn. Nobody rioted. Nobody protested. Nobody got fired. The fact that they even fired, what's his name? Eric Gardner's killer. That's not justice, man. When he went with the blood, like the blood that was spilled, his blood should have been spilled too. That's would have been justice for us. That's the justice that we need for Black and Hispanics. They kill us all the time, and they still walk free. They still live their lives. They still have a family. That's the people with the fierce continents. These oppressors. Okay? Now, let me see. So right there, let's see something real quick. Let me give you Proverbs 33 and 31. Proverbs 3 and 31 is something that we need to do as a people. Oh, shit. Stop. Black and Hispanic people need to come out of this world, because this world is only going to get you killed. And as you see, our people are still in hell. Our love that we have for this oppressor, we should give it to each other, because that's what's really going to, protect and save our lives in America. All right, so. All right. So Proverbs 3 and 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. When it says envy now not the oppressor, meaning don't envy him to the point where you're now doing what he's doing to get what you want. Everybody loves the white man or the oppressor because of what he got. But he only got everything as far as these buildings, these skyscrapers, America itself, this land, because he killed for it. You ain't got to kill for a corner. You ain't got to kill your own brother for a corner. That's, and matter of fact, it's not even owned by you. It got somebody else's name on it. A lot of those people are white. That's not your block. That's not your corner. That's not your territory. Everything is owned right now, and the white man has took it by killing you, by enslaving you. That's what you need to understand. That's what you need to see. Everybody should understand that in any empire, anything that the white man has took, he has took by violence, by force. He didn't ask for it. He didn't ask the Native Americans for that land. He killed them and took it. That's what happens. See what I'm saying? But you don't have to be like that. When you serve the Lord, you can get whatever you want. That's talking about those blessings, man. If you serve the Lord, this entire empire, this entire land would be yours. This entire world would be yours. You would be the ones that run the planes now. You're the ones that have all these buildings and Black businesses. See what I'm saying? That's how important it is. But we are not looked at as a nation. We look at ourselves like we are enemies. So we hurt each other. We kill, we fight, we steal, we rob each other. See what I'm saying? When you are the ones that have been robbed, you're the ones that have been tricked. You are the ones that lost everything, and you need all of that back. You know what I'm saying? This earth will be yours. All you got to do is serve the Most High once again. All right? So when it says, envy thou not the oppressor, you ain't got to envy this man. All you need to do is worry about what you need to do, which is fixing yourself up. And watch how everything falls out of this oppressor's hands, and your face will be everywhere. There will be Black faces all over this earth. See what I'm saying? We used to run the earth. We was running during the Byzantine Empire. When it talks about when it talks about Black Wall Street, man, Black Wall Street was glorious for Black people. That's what you call Black excellence. But imagine having this entire world where you are where you are on the top of the world. You are the one that runs everything, but everything is also in its proper place. There won't be no violence. There won't be another Black man being shot. There won't be sisters trying to hurt each other, fight over this man and that man. She say, he say. He say. You know what I mean? You ain't got to worry about that. You ain't got to worry about the Hispanics being deported and being killed. You don't. All you have to do is simply perfect yourself. And all this will change. Okay? And you ain't got to be like your oppressor to get what you want. That's the wrong thing to do. That's the wrong mindset. All right? And choose none of his ways. You don't want to choose the ways of a wicked man, of a wicked person who is his oppressor, who is his beast. The one that kills you every day, the one that's your supervisor at the job, the one that's always hounding you, always causing you great stress and grief. You know what I mean? All right, let me keep going. Yeah, Revelations 18:4 is where I want to go next. Revelations 18:4 is very important. You know, this is John the Revelator. All right. Revelations 18:4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins." It's talking about America, spiritually Babylon. America is going to be destroyed very soon. And you don't want to be the one crossfire because America has sinned. This oppressor has did great evil in order for it to stay as strong as it is. That's why Donald Trump being in office is very important, and it's very right for him to be in office right now, because he's showing you that he doesn't give a damn about you and that they never have. He is completely the representation of white supremacy. See what I'm saying? He really has erected the spirit all through this entire earth. And the hatred is being shown every single day. Black man, Hispanic man. Once again, like, it's only going to get worse. And he is going to be in office again. Understand that. He's going to be in office again. And things are going to get worse. All right? And keep going. Revelations 18:4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people." When it says to come out of her, that means you simply need to leave this culture. Niggas want to be Wakanda forever. That's just dumb, man. People want to be a Christian or Islam, Muslim. You want to be a cop so bad. What you need to understand is that by you being those things, you are going to get hurt in crossfire. When we go to war for our oppressor, we lose our life. When we decide to, you know, and another thing is too, these cops do not like their own kind. That's why they joined the force in the first place. They are in those positions of being in authority in the streets, and our lives are in jeopardy. The hatred is very real. They always protect and serve this country, but they don't protect and serve their own people. That needs to stop. The hatred is always shown. That's why we must come out of this culture in America. As you see, when we decide to be in a spot, in a position where, you know, where we are high in authority, our people are hurt. Like, for example, Christians don't give a damn about a homeless man. They want your money. They don't give a damn about you at all. That's why we went into, as far as Spirit of Brotherhood, a couple of weeks ago with the rich man and Lazarus. The rich man and Lazarus was a perfect representation of what's going on in the Black community, as far as the relationship between brothers and sisters go. You know, how this Christian the rich man who has money did not feed that brother. And you see that today. How's it that in the Black community, we're suffering? We don't have light bills paid, we don't have food, when all the money is going to the Christian church or the drug dealers? How is it that we are still suffering our own communities when there is money in the Black community? That doesn't make any sense. And all these big mega churches is only gobbling up your money, but you don't get any of it. It's sad, man. That's why we must come out of this place. We are not desired once again in this place. Every time you see on the news, it is about a Black person being harmed. Your brother and your sister is harmed every single time. Okay? So we keep going. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins." Because once this place gets destroyed, you don't want to be a part of this destruction. Because the white man will be judged. The oppressor will be judged for what's going on, for what he has done, his crimes against you. Okay? Keep going. And that ye receive not of her plagues, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities. Now, this is definitely talking about the judgment that's to come. And this is talking about when YAHANNA is going to destroy America. When this place will finally fall, and we could finally stop living in hell. Because hell's on earth. Hell's not underneath the ground, this mysterious place. It's right here on earth. It's right on your block. You see what I'm saying? We keep going. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. Meaning this place is going to be rewarded for its sins. Isaiah the 14th chapter is another great one to read. Because based on what has been done to you, the Lord cares so much about you that he is going to give you salvation that day. And there's going to be another war that's going to be broken out. And that's going to be World War III. So you better get ready, black man, Hispanic man, because it's high time to wake out of sleep. And this is the time to change your life around before things get hotter than what it is. These police are going to crack down more. These so-called, Hispanics who are being deported, it's only going to be more. It's going to get worse and worse. It's going to be more black on black crime going on. It's going to be more of it every single day. And it's only going to get worse. You might not even be able to step outside for a little bit. It's going to be more mass shootings. And what you need to do is get your life together in order for that to change. Okay? Now let me see here. All right, 2 Corinthians 6 and 17. So it's about here. 28 and 64. Okay, come. All right, let's get 2 Corinthians 6 and 17. All right. We're going to get into what Paul had said. Paul spoke about these times. Paul always sent out a message to the Israelites. That's the whole purpose of these letters. Okay? Now, 2 Corinthians 6 and 17. Wherefore, come out of her. Wherefore, come out from among them, and be ye separate. Now, the Bible always taught about separation, never about equality. There's no such thing as equality. The fact that you believe that you can join yourself to another race means that that's equality. You're wrong, because you are still being hated and treated like garbage in America. You are not loved. You are not accepted. Equality is just a form of imagination that is untrue, that is not real whatsoever. How do you know that equality is a joke? Don't think about individual, think overall. Like overall today, when you try to show love to these other nations, you get killed. You, like, as far as the NFL, Jay-Z is a coon. The fact that these people in the entertainment world, like, they even get racially profiled by these people in high power. Just because you join them doesn't mean that you're one of them. You know what I mean? You are amongst these heathens, amongst these beasts, and they hate every aspect of you, man. They don't give a damn at all. They still call you bywords. They still talk about you. They still set up devices to keep you enslaved. That's how you know that there's no such thing as equality. And that's why you must separate yourself from them. Because you being joined to them is only going to hurt you. Once again. Wherefore, come out from among them, and be ye separate, saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you, Now, when it says touch not the unclean thing, it's definitely talking about the things that are in this world. Don't touch the white man's drugs. Don't touch his women who are definitely unclean. Don't be like the cats. Don't be like Kanye. You see what Kanye did? He's all messed up in the head. Travis Scott is next. When you touch the things that are unclean in this world, you get destroyed. Once again, these devices is how you end up in slavery. The lust of this world is what's going to always keep you as a slave in America. All right. So 1 second here. Remember it one more time. Wherefore, come out from among them, and be ye separate, saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you. Now, you are going to be received by the Lord. You are going to be accepted by the Lord once you decide to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. These laws, statutes, and commandments is what fixes a broken nation. Once again, we don't even know how to handle each other when we have discrepancies amongst each other in our own community. You downstairs arguing with the man upstairs, who is your brother, in most cases, because we all piled up in one apartment. We all piled up in one little building. Now the next thing happens is you shoot a nigga in the face because he looked at you funny. He talked about you. See what I'm saying? And that's what happens when we don't have laws, when we don't know how to be a brother to another brother or a sister to another sister. That's why we have to be retaught these things. It's very powerful what YAHANNA had taught when he said that you got to lay your life down for your brother. You can't do that if you don't know the scriptures. That's why every day we are on the streets. We are teaching class. We are showing Black Hispanic people how to be a people, how to be a brother. And it sounds so simple in some people's minds, but understand that everybody, like a lot of people think being a brother is simply teaching them how to be, men in the house. A man in the house, as far as, you got to have a gun. You see what I'm saying? You got to sell these drugs. You got to do what you got to do. But that's only going to hurt our nation, once again. Okay? Actually, let me see here. Give me a second. Let me get Romans 13 and 8. Like, this whole Bible is definitely going to govern and help fix your life, fix the problems that happen in the Black community. You going to church singing and dancing is not going to help the community. You see what I'm saying? It's not going to help your problems. That's why people call the I.S.U.P.K. Because we know how to handle these problems. Let me see here. Trying to get Romans. Let me see here. Okay, give me a second here. Romans, the 13th chapter. All right, bear with me. Let me see here. All right, Romans 13 and 8. Owe no man anything but to love one another. For he that loveth another hath fulfilled the law. Now, this scripture has always been brought out in the Christian church as far as how we need to love one another and stuff like that. But first, you must know what that means. See what I'm saying? Because in the Christian church, there is no love. If that's the case, then why is men, see what I'm saying? Why is little boys being molested by the pastor, by the deacons? Why is our woman turned into whores? I saw a video where a sister was in the church twerking. See what I'm saying? That doesn't make any sense. You're supposed to be in there learning about learn about the Most High. But meanwhile, you turn this whole church into a strip club. You see what I'm saying? Singing and dancing. There's so many, like this whole book is filled with a lot of information, but it doesn't say anything about singing and dancing. Like that's all it is. It's just a gamble. It's a whole show, a whole concert. That's why nobody ever learns anything. And that's why we in these classes break it down what the scriptures mean. Because what these scriptures will do will really change your life. It won't have you really singing and dancing. It will have you really thinking about what should I be doing? How can I change this situation? How can I really fix my own people? Because singing and dancing ain't going to save a black man from being gunned down by the white man, who is the oppressor. It's not going to happen that way. All the praying that you're doing when you're eating the pork chops, shrimp, crab, and lobster ain't finna help your situation whatsoever. People got to get out of this whole mentality that life is so like the American way of life is what's going to save us. It's only going to cause you to be as dumb as you are. That's why we got to change, man. Loving, when it says, for he that loved another, Salaki, owe no man anything but to love one another. For he that loveth another hath fulfilled the law. I'll give you a great example. Yahushua loved the Israelites. He died for his own people. A black man who was a black Israelite. See what I'm saying? This man right here, Yahushua, died for his own people. That's how much love he had for us. He simply suffered the fact that he had to be killed in order for us to get our things in order, for us to finally stop being disgusting as we are today. Today we are whores, we are homosexuals, and that has not profited any black and Hispanic people right now. We live this lifestyle because we follow the white man's culture. We follow our oppressor. Everything that we have became, we got it from our oppressor. We was influenced and we are now destroyed as a people. And that has to stop, black man. All right, let me see something real quick. Salak, give me a second. Now, Salak, I think that's it. Now, so I'm gonna keep going on this because this also what needs to be. This also what needs to be done as well. It actually elaborates about the love part. All right. So verse 9. For this, thou shalt not commit adultery. Now everybody knows what adultery is. You can't love black and Hispanic people, your own people, if you are committing adultery, where you're having sex with somebody else's wife. That is unacceptable in the black community. And that's how you know the scripture is really talking about us, because that's why people kill each other in the black community a lot. Because this woman was touched, this woman was touched when she belonged to somebody else. Brothers, like, you give a lot of respect to another man when you decide not to touch his woman. That means that you love, you love that brother. You care about that brother. Some people do it out of spite. They do it out of hatred. Oh, I'm trying to get this man back for what he did. When you decide to tell black and Hispanic people that you should not be selling drugs, there's another way about, going about this. You don't have to sell drugs to get money. You don't have to do all these wicked things to get, the car, clothes, and all the women. You don't need to be like your own oppressor in order to be on top. All you need to do is be a man or woman of the Lord and show each other some respect. When you tell another black man to sell drugs, you're setting him up to be killed. When you are a sister, when you are teaching your daughter, see what I'm saying, or a group of women, you are teaching other women how to be rebellious and disobedient against a man, that is wrong. You don't love that sister. You don't love that brother. Because now he's going through hell. You see what I'm saying? Because you told him, you told his wife, his woman, that she can do whatever she feels like doing, that she needs to stand up for herself instead of being in place, having some honor, having some dignity. And now the children is homosexuals and whores, all because the household is broken. Like, we have to be careful what we do to one another. That's the love. We don't want to misguide and put ourselves in a place of danger. We don't want to do that. See what I'm saying? And keep going. Thou shalt not kill. of course, black on black crime. Thou shalt not steal. That's another thing we got. We got a demon of stealing from each other. Just because you like something it doesn't mean you gotta kill somebody for it. Doesn't mean it's yours. You ain't gotta steal. If you like something somebody else got, see how they got it. You know what I'm saying? Pass it down to somebody. That's what you do. You pass down that thing that they want. And just go get you another one if you want another one. You ain't gotta steal. You ain't gotta try to like finesse a brother. You ain't gotta take from anybody. You can simply get what you see. Just don't kill somebody for it. Don't steal for it. Work hard for it. So many things like in school, for example, I remember being in school and everybody used to steal everything from each other. So everybody had it once or twice. See what I'm saying? All you have to do is ask a brother for it. Or how'd you get that, brother? Yeah, I like them shoes, man. What you gonna do? Try to take it? You gonna kill another brother for his own shoes? You wanna take his life for his shoes? That is retarded, man. We gotta do better in the black community. All right. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Thou shalt not bear false witness, meaning you shouldn't lie. You shouldn't lie on somebody's life because they can put it in jeopardy. They might get hurt in the process. A lot of times we lie on each other. We end up in fights. We end up being killed. We end up in horrible situations. That has to change in the black community. All right, and keep going. Now, thou shalt not bear false witness. Thou shalt not covet. Covet means steal or take. And if there be any other commandment, it is briefly comprehended in this saying, namely, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. And these are examples on how you love your neighbor. Your neighbor is the one that's near to you, who's always around you. See what I'm saying? Black and Hispanic people are always with each other everywhere they go. You could be in this city, you could be in that town, you could be in this country, and we are just all in one place. You know what I mean? As you see. And how you love Black and Hispanic people is simply learning what it means to love, which is don't steal, don't commit adultery, don't sleep with someone else's wife, and don't whore on your husband. You know what I mean? Don't steal, don't kill, don't bear false witness. And these things, this is how you love another Black and Hispanic. That shows a lot of respect. We show hatred to each other because we're learning it from our oppressor. Our oppressor shows his hatred every day. In the Bible, it says that he has a perpetual hatred for us. Everything that he does, we learn from him, and we use it against each other. All right? And Stockholm Syndrome is a real mental disorder, and that's something that we have in America. And it's only making our situation worse, as you see. Because we love our oppressor, we don't know how to stop being whores. We don't know how to not be homosexual. We don't know how to put the drugs down. We don't know how to simply be a people and respect each other because we love these people over here. But they don't give a damn about you, Black women. All right? So I'm saying they don't give a damn about you whatsoever. Now, let's see, let me go next. Hold on, give me a second. All right? Let me see here. Once again, I always grab this because it's very important. This is Zephaniah 2:1. Zephaniah 2:1 is something that must be understand. Every few weeks, I like to bring it out because no one understands like the true meaning of brotherhood and how we must be with each other. Like the Lord is doing things in the earth because he wants us to be together. That's why he's trying to show you, he's trying to separate you with these mass shootings. He's trying to show you that you are not accepted by these people, man. Once you start looking at yourself as a nation, that's when you will finally get the picture like, these are my people, and I need to protect them. And I need to remove myself from this oppressor. Otherwise, you see what I'm saying? Otherwise, I will die. My people will die. Okay? Give me a second here. Zephaniah 2:1. Okay. All right. Let me see. And I'm just go ahead and close it up with this. It's a lot to bear with me. Oh, sloppy. Damn, just had it. Where is it? Okay. Sloppy, bear with me. All right. Zephaniah 2:1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together. O nation I desire. And let me keep going on that too. Verse 2. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord anger come upon you. Now, that's very important to understand, because right now, the things that's happening to us is the reason why is because we are not gathered together. We have to be separate so these things does not happen to us. As you see, like these other nations are fine. They are not being shot down in the street. They are not, being deported and all this other stuff, man. They are living life, and they got all their countries. They are thriving off of your backs. As you know, the heathens are in your community. They are getting money off of you. They are still taking all the resources. But meanwhile, you have nothing. You are simply dry. You are thirsty. You are wanting to eat of all things. See what I'm saying? It's funny because we are all in the black community, but we ain't serving the Lord. We don't give a damn about each other. We fighting each other every single day. We have to remove ourselves from Christianity, the police force, the military. We got to remove our minds away from this place. We have to separate from the oppressor. And how you do that, I'm not saying you physically got to move away. What you need to do is get the spirit of white supremacy out of you. And you're only going to do that when you come into the I.S.U.P.K. That's the only way it's going to happen. All right. So with that being said, I'm in the class right there. Tomorrow I'm going to check out class. It's a lot. I'm a little sick right now. What you want to do is check out class tomorrow. Make sure that you're paying your tithes. And any black and Hispanic people you know that should see this, make sure that you share this, man. All right. That being said, shalom.